All right, here we are. Again, happy Wednesday, and just beautiful to be with you. Such a joy in my heart to make these videos and the topics and the information that comes through, and more importantly, the energy and the frequency that runs through my system when I share this information with you. And so it's just a joy to do it, and to really be in purpose, and I want this for everyone, or like what it feels like to really walk in purpose, and how the system, your being energetically, mentally, emotionally, physically, completely recalibrates itself for that larger expression of who you are to come through. It's just so powerful, and so today which is really the topic of this video was about the navigational tool of the heart intelligence, and something I've been talking about in circles for many years. Then really one of the inspirations around launching the Diamond Heart Project was that I knew and I know that we're moving into this dimensional space in our souls, on the planet, like in the cosmos, like that we're moving into this higher dimensional frequency and phase, of the planet. Call it the 4D, call it 5D, depending on what you want to call it. The point is we're moving to the Christ consciousness, which is considered the fourth dimensional phase of understanding, but the 5D reference has to do with referencing the fourth, fifth, and sixth, and all the information that's accessible in all those dimensions. Again, that's not what this video is about, but just giving you a reference point. So anyways, we're moving into a space where there is no more books to read, and there's no more guru to talk to. Nothing wrong with that. It's a great avenue of information, but that's always been the pretense that there's something outside of yourself that you need to know, or there's something in that book that you don't know already, or like the guru has information from you that you need to hear from them because you can't access it within yourself. And it's a great leeway. I've had many teachers and mentors as well, and it's a beautiful thing, but most of the time, if not all the time, my teachers encourage me to find the information out within myself and help lead me to that information, right? And that's what we always come back to the teachings, but we come back to the Jesus teachings, or Jesus the Christ, or Jesus Yeshua ben Joseph, because we're moving into Christ consciousness, which was what he represented. He was a living avatar of Christ consciousness in human form, to show us our ability as a soul having a human experience. And so a lot of him is referenced right now in this moment around understanding Christ consciousness and the frequency of it. And what he taught is that he always taught that God is within you. And it's been shifted by the institution of Christianity, and not to go into all that. But the point is it's been taught that, again, you have to trust something outside of yourself, someone outside of yourself, to be a middleman between you and source, or creation, or your highest self, or God, or whatever reference you want to have for it. And that's just not the case. And so it literally is one of the first steps, if not the first step, in this evolutionary process, is being able to connect to the inner wisdom within your being. So have it reference any comment or any way you want it to be, but the point is you're accessing the higher wisdom of self. Call it the God intelligence, call it your higher self, call it the purest form of your being, whatever, again, identity you want to attach to it, please do. None of it's right, none of it's wrong. It's really whatever matters to you, what it means to you is the most important, and what your intention is the most important than actually how you say it or what you say. So anyways, this activation or navigation of this intelligence is going to be much easier. In this higher dimensional phase of our being, from a higher frequency vibration, we're able to access more information. The higher the frequency, the higher vibration, the more information you access. Not information like in a book in a library, but the more higher intelligence you can access based on the frequency you're carrying, right? Think about those of you that have done ayahuasca. You take a large dose of ayahuasca or DMT that elevates that, what they call the God molecule, spiritual molecule, proven that it's there. It's acting ayahuasca is DMT. And so you access, you open up your portal that your soul comes in out of your body through to its fullest extent. And so you now are holding a higher frequency of vibration. You can actually channel more light, more understanding into your being. And so now you can actually begin to have a clear connection, whether it be audible, visual, somatic, any which way you see it, with God consciousness of your being. And your being isn't separate than their being. Like, all beings are connecting to the God consciousness. It's like all computers connect to the same internet, right? All waves are part of the same ocean. So even though each one of you is a unique expression of that wave, or of that water of the ocean, and that unique wave that you are, you're still filled with the same ocean water that all other waves are filled with, which is the exact reference as far as the God intelligence. And so this heart connection is how we connect to it. And it's now time where we have an ability to receive that information from within ourselves rather than looking out of ourselves, right? And the only tool we're going to have to navigate this phase, this next phase that's coming, like, is going to be our heart intelligence. And you've heard me talk about this. But right now, you can access it there or other places. But we're moving into a space as we activate more of our DNA where the other ways of accessing aren't going to be available. It's only through this space to access this information, because why get it any other way when your full DNA is online in alignment, and you're able to access anything at any given moment about you, your life, your purpose, your trust, your truth, your loved ones, whatever it may be. So anyways, it's the only way to navigate. And this is why we're pressing it. This is why it kind of feels like we're not on a timeline, but we're definitely on a timeline shift around the moving into that aspect of our being. And as we evolve through this next phase, it's going to be our go-to tool. Like, whenever comes a choice in my life, it could be a minor or a major choice, I sit with it. Whether it's which parking spot do I pull into, I sit with it. It could take a tenth of a second in my car. That one feels right. And I pull in. Or I sit with a big decision, or maybe an investment, maybe an opportunity, maybe something to do, maybe moving to Hawaii, like all these things. And I really sit with it to see what comes forth. And I give it space to really come forth, And so that's where we are, and that's how passionate I am about the navigational tool of your heart. And just want to really remind everybody where we are and where we're going, okay? So love you. Blessings. Mahalo.